Hello, hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because you've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina, otherwise...
Meet Tina, stars Tina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
To the edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you do? I'm going to say, I had it at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation, they do finances. I talk about traumedies. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good. Yeah.
Stars Tina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
Hey, hello to you and also you. Welcome to the Stars Tina Show. I am so excited and grateful to be here with you today. And boy, let me tell you, I've got a lot in store for you. If this is your first time, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button over there on YouTube. And just know when you come here, I'm going to bring you all the motivation. Yes? But we all know motivation doesn't last that long, right? After the motivation, I'm going to give you all that inspiration. And lastly, the transformation. I am that life and health coach, as I mentioned, and today is a special episode. We already know it is Black History Month. I don't know about you, but this is one of my favorite and worst months of the year. It's my favorite month because we get to inspire each other by the past history of all of our ancestors. And it's the worst month for me because it marks the time where my 21-year-old son was murdered. And for me, that's a traumedy. It's horrible, right? It's when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy come together. But for me, I always take a bad situation and turn it around. God has gifted me with the ability to change my mindset so I can be that beacon of light for women that have lost a child, or a mother who's lost a son, or anyone who's gone through some type of traumedy. Now, for Black History Month, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, as you saw, I wrote a book. It's called No More Traumedy. And after the book was written, I got so much input. Everyone loved the book. And then someone just kind of dropped a little download in my head. And they said, well, Tina, children have traumas too. And I thought, okay, what does that have to do with me? But then I dug a little bit deeper and I spoke to some kids and I asked to speak again. And then I realized you got to give a little bit more. Fast forward to today, my newest book, Traumedy No More for Kids. And let me tell you, it's deeper than just a book, because after I wrote the book, I decided to take the program that I did and turn it into a program that can be used by individuals at home with their parents or aunts or uncles, or in the classroom. So Trauma No More for Kids is the book launch. And this Saturday, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. In New Jersey, the Source of Knowledge is going to be another book launch. But then I said, you know what? As my little niece would say, sharing is caring. And I don't know about you, but it's all about my tribe, right? When you hook arms, when you lock arms with people that are like-minded, you're able to change the world. And I always think about team. Together, everyone accomplishes more. So I've got some special guests for you. Renee, bring them all in. It's time to party. It's time to party. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, crew? How you doing? How you feeling?
We are feeling good. At least I know I
Yay!
am.
Can I say
Loving the energy already.
yes, yes. Can I say I'm loving the colors? I see this red, I see the yellow, I see the blue hair. Uh, let's get started with some introductions, all righty? Let's start up there in the yellow and that blue, and then over there with the gray. I just say your gray background there, Dante.
Well, hello everyone. Hello team. And I love that you did with the team. I love that. So, I am Dr. Nordia Sherwood. I am the president and founder of a youth
Mm,
organization called Chance for a Brighter Future here in New Jersey. I am also an inspirational speaker. I am a transformational life coach, and I'm also
Mhm.
a mentor.
woo,
I am
woo, woo, woo.
part of this amazing team. And especially in this month, the month of February, I am so sorry, Tina, that you have to keep reliving this moment with the loss of your
Thank you.
son.
Thank you.
But it's also for a great cause because now you have your wonderful books and you are out here and you're sharing and you're helping so many people. So I am just so grateful for you for that and for this opportunity to be here with other like minded, great individuals.
Yes, I love it. Anyone
So,
who's watching this, this is the importance of community, right? A lot of
Mhm.
people say no new friends, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that, but it's super important that you connect, right? I actually, and the wild thing is, Newark is where I went to high school.
Wow.
Dr. Nordia, that's where you live now, correct?
yes, I'm in,
And
I'm
I
in.
and I met her in California. How wild is that? On the other side of the country, it's where I first met her. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Lisa Nichols. She is the best transformational coach. She's a speaker. She's amazing. And we got together there. So I'm so grateful to have you. All right, blue hair. Tell everyone who you are, what you do, girlfriend.
Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Rasheeda Frazier, and I am the uh, founder and CEO of Empowering Greatness Inc. Empowering Greatness Inc. is I like to think, the premier business development and strategy firm that helps primarily Black entrepreneurs to build and grow successful businesses, right? So I love to coach. I love to help with strategy. I love to help build and leaders. I love to help enhance teams. And that's basically what I do. My mission and my goal is to try to help over the next 5 years at least 1,100 Black small and mid sized businesses to really organize themselves, enhance their leadership, enhance their teams, and grow to at least 6, 7 figures in revenue.
I love it. I love it. And let me tell you guys, she's my coach, by the way. And I don't know if it was my first week or my second week with her, I got a new client right away just by some little tweaks. Because in order to be great, you have to be a coach, right? Michael Jordan had a coach. Kobe Bryant had anyone who's great, they had a coach. And they actually had more than one coach, right? I heard Oprah Winfrey has like
Absolutely.
7 or 8 different coaches, right? So she's tapping in for that. And again, the power of connection. A mutual friend of ours was talking to her. I guess they were talking. And next thing you know, I'm on a Zoom call looking at her face on there, which is
Yeah.
just phenomenal, right? Opening yourself up for change. And this next person I want to come through, hopefully he's able to share. I don't know. Dante, can you tell us who you are, what you do, a little bit about you? I don't know if he's frozen or if he's able to come through. Ah, and let me, he's going in and out a little bit. Hopefully he'll get back. Renee, if you could just text him and tell him, like, if he goes outside wherever he is, he might get better service, but I'm sure it's probably cold out there. Now, Dante, he is phenomenal. Let me tell you guys, all of these people that are here with us today are definitely, um, God has brought them into my life because the way we actually met. I had an event, you know, Dr. Norda, because you were at the event. One of
Right.
my coaches, I'm sorry, one of my clients had gifted us some protein bars and they came the day after the event. So I went to drop them off at the rec center. I'm dropping off these protein bars, and I see Dante and 2 other people. They're talking about how they did an after school program. I'm
Mm,
like, let's talk. That's
right.
how I met him. Right. I'm like, I'm speaking at a school. Do you want to come? So it's all about connections and how this came about. So, as I told you, I did 3 books. My first book was just a book for my fitness classes, and I did the book for adults and the children's book. And then some people, I saw that they had gifts like like Rashida. I was like, "Do you have a book yet? Got a book yet? Do you want me to help you?" And let's just say I'm that giver, right? So Renee, that's my supporting partner. She does all the back end stuff. I do the creative stuff. She does that boring stuff I hate. So we're able to pop out books like this. And I'm like, "Why don't you do a book?" Well, I felt like I was Oprah Winfrey, guys. You write a book, you write a book, you write a book. So I was like, okay, let's make this publishing company, right? So we have a very small, tiny publishing company, and we're supporting 5 people do books this year already, along with our anthology. By the way, Dr. Nordia, I want you part of my anthology. If you're watching this and you have a story that's a traumedy, the anthology is going to have 17, I'm sorry, 17 different stories in it of some type of traumedy and how you've turned into a triumph. But Rashida is going to be publishing her very first book.
I
Thought I heard something.
am. I
Yes.
am excited.
Yes, yes. So we're going to start with Dr. Nordia. If you can just share with us how you came up with your concept for your book, tell us a little bit about it. Renee, if you want to pull us out and give her the whole screen, I would love to give you the platform.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so how I came up with the concept of my book, I like Starcina was mentioning earlier about traumedy. That's her word, about a tragedy and a trauma collide, something like that. I think that's what she said. But however, I went through some very tragic things. And so for years, I wanted to write a book, and I have been sitting. I know many of you have wanted to write a book and you have just been sitting on the idea of doing the book. And so that's what happened with me. And then I finally got up and I finally said, you know what, this is it. I'm going to do it. So I did have a writing coach, someone that was pushing me and telling me that I can do it. And so from wounds to wisdom, because of the wounds, the trials that I went through, and how I was able to triumph, how I was able to turn that wound into wisdom. Because the situations that I went through, the trauma that I went through, they did not keep me down. I was able to prevail. And I went through the transformation after transforming my life through therapy, through supportive community. I was able to put my story now on paper, to be bold enough to speak about my story so that I can also transform the lives of others. So the book is called From Wounds to Wisdom: Transforming Pain into Purpose and Empowering Others to do the same. And as woman empowerment, or just people empowerment in general, I believe in your story or your past is not a life sentence, it's just the next chapter of your book. And that's how I was able to come up with the name and the inspiration for the book. The book cover, that's me on the cover. The image with the person down, that's the pain, the past self. The red represents the pain, the blood, the tears, all that other stuff. And the green with the crown, that represents the wisdom, the victory, where I'm going right now, the transformation. So that's how I was able to design the cover. And I think they did a great job. So I guess that's what I would say about the book.
Yes, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. When I saw your cover, I was like, you crushed it. You really did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Can you tell us where people can purchase your book? Because I know you're in pre-sales now. It's going to be launching next month. Where can they purchase your book?
So for right now, I have the link. So, and I have the code. So it's on Stripe. I have a link tree. So if you go to my Instagram, all my social media pages, it's Dr. Nordia. The link will be in my bio on all my pages. So it's Dr. Nordia. And on my Facebook, it's public, Nordia Sherwood. It's available
Love it.
on all
Love it.
platforms in my
Love
bio.
it. Love it. Love it. Renee, if you can bring Rashida up. So I'm going to have a question for you at the end. I'm going to give you a time to think about it. Okay,
Okay.
Dr. Nordia, your
Okay.
question is going to be one tip of how someone who's currently going through a trauma they can overcome it. Sound like a plan? All righty.
Okay.
Renee, you can pull us both out and take it over to Rashida.
Oh my God. How is everyone doing? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, My book that I came out with again really centers around what I do in business, the business owners and entrepreneurs that I work with. I've got some amazing case studies because I've been doing this kind of work for over a decade. And one of the things I wanted to touch on when I wrote this book was the fact that there is so much intersection between personal leadership and business success, right? So the title of my book is called The Greatness Factor. And really, what the greatness factor is, it's a transformative guide that I wrote that really explores this intersection. And what I do is I use the metaphor of the butterfly, the metamorphosis to basically illustrate the growth journey, right? So think about a caterpillar. It undergoes, stages of preparation, introspection, transformation before emerging into this amazing butterfly, right? And guess what? Entrepreneurs and leaders do the same exact thing. They have to learn how to navigate their phases of self development, strategic planning, and execution to help build these sustainable businesses. So, this book introduces what I like to call the greatness factor cycle, right? And it's a framework that really integrates these two methodologies that I built together, which is building and scaling the business, but also building and cultivating resilience as a visionary leader. So I do this kind of with a blend of storytelling, a little bit of reflection, some exercises, and really actionable strategies that the reader will they basically help to kind of realign their mindset, but also give them some business strategy to help overcome obstacles. And that is the goal. And the reason why I wrote this book so long ago that I am just putting out now, thanks to Tina. Thank you, Stars Tina. For egging me on because literally this book has been sitting in draft format for quite some time. But the the reason why I'm pulling it out now is because I feel like we need it even more. There are going to be so many things happening in the world, and business owners, small business owners, need to be prepared, right? You see a lot of self help books and different things like that, and I love those, right? But I like to think mine is unique because it really hits to the heart of who we are as leaders and understanding that we have to transform ourselves as leaders so that we can really lead what we're building within our businesses. So, really excited about the greatness factor in that it is coming going to be coming out soon and happy to speak a little bit more about it at the
Yes,
book
yes,
launch.
yes, yes. So excited about it. Can they get it on pre-sale? Can they order the book early?
So, I will be having as fun would have it, my pre-sale link will be ready by Friday. So
Yes, that's
in a
perfect. So
couple of
when this
more yeah,
comes out,
in a couple of more days, the pre-sale link will be ready while we're getting all the back end stuff together
I
because I
love
cannot
it.
wait for the book to come out.
So with this book, because I know most people, I'm going to ask Dr. Nordy the same question as well. There's courses or coaching programs or retreats. Are you having anything else attached with your book that entrepreneurs can look forward to?
Yes, we are in the process of building out a 2-day intensive. We also will be building out courses around it. And I'm also always ready to offer one to one coaching and VIP coaching. So we've got a whole program that we will be rolling out along with the book. And so stay tuned.
Yay,
Yeah.
yay. So is Dante able to come through? How's his connectivity issues going, Renee? If they're great, pull him in. If not, bring Dr. Nordia in. We're just kind of playing. Yay!
All
Dante's
right.
in the building! All
There
right,
you
bye,
go.
Rashida. All
I'll
right,
see you later.
crew. So you didn't get to do your little intro before, so you got a little more time. Tell the people who you are. If you want to spit a little bars, you want to hear me? I can spit some bars. Are you ready? I'm gonna spit some bars for you. Okay, here we go. I'm
Okay.
Sheila E, and my RAP is the best.
Okay. All right. I'm rocking with you.
That's the extent of my bars. I love Sheila E back in the day.
Okay. Okay. So,
So
my
I'm gonna
apologies.
no worries, no worries. I'm gonna pull out because guys, we got a double threat right here. A double threat. He's a triple threat, but at this event, he's got the double threat with. I don't want to. I don't give a spoiler alert, but give us both of them. Pull me out, Renee. Go for it.
Alrighty. So, My name is Dante Howell. I'm actually president, founder of Project DNA, and it's a nonprofit. We specialize in social emotional learning, and so we do. It's a holistic approach. Teachers, parents, or guardians, as well as the students. And basically, it's on the old. It's actually an African proverb, as it is Black History Month. It takes a village to raise a child, and so that's what we do. I'm also in terms of a coach. I coach, I mentor, soon to be author, and a speaker. And so, in a nutshell, my the book that I'm actually one of the books, I guess, that's been in me for some time, is connected to a song of mine actually that I'll be debuting, and it's called "Does a Man Cry?" And the name of the book also is going to be called "Does a Man Cry?" And so basically, the concept of the book is through lived experiences, and then also from coaching, um, just growing up, born and raised in New York City, and we serve New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut as far as nonprofit. And so the things I've experienced, been through, come out of various. I've had the crossroads between just the urban life and trying to find your as I call it, voice print. We have fingerprints, but a voice print is what is it that your voice, the identity of your voice, bring to the world around you. But you have to first go within to discover that. And a lot of times, basically for me, the adversity that I experienced is what this thing that was meant to take it from me, with resilience, adaptivity, and tenacity, and just being a student of life, basically, is how the book was birthed. Does a man cry? And so there's various things that, as a man, they tell you don't cry, or as a boy, but men still cry, and we cry through various means. And for example, I'll just give a sample. A snippet was in one of the song itself, that birth was part of the connection to the book. Was um, it basically, does a man cry? Does a man cry? Tell me, does a man cry? And if he do, how it sound when a man cry? And does it make him weak or strong when that man cry? And then it says, beer, wine, alcohol. This is how some grown man ball, weed, crack, getting high. This is how some grown man cry, gamble, hustle, lust, kill. This is how some grown man deal with the emotions trapped inside. Black or white, same pain inside. Some resort to suicide while others kill both you and I. Had it Kurt Cobain die, and many more. Was that a cry? Silent tears of silent years. Nobody knows, cause no one cares. Silent till we can't take no more. Now it's loud and clear. And so basically in the book, it could be considered maybe under PD, but it's going to be talking about the different ways and signs that men cry. And even though it sounds it's geared toward men, it's also geared toward just people that have men they love, because we most of the time don't even understand that about ourselves. We so disconnected and disassociate from what we really feel and our pain, and we were taught and programmed to mask it. And so basically the book was going to go into some of my story, some and lived experiences, as well as basically teaching people or making heightened awareness of what those cries sound like. And there's more than one cry. There's actually probably, there might even be 12 I've counted thus far. But anyway, it's really going to be something that was going to come with retreats. I've already done some even prior to the book release. I do circles with men as well, fathers, and as well as just adolescents, professionals. We do it in professional capacity as well. I go in and do company retreats. So we offer like a plethora of services, because the need is really dire. And since the pandemic, I think it's exasperated what was already present, and so the demand has grown, and there's just a lot of people that have questions. And then also the biggest thing about the book for me would for people to know you're not alone. And the best cope is hope. The best way to cope is to have hope. And when you know you're not alone, that does more than what people imagine.
I love it. Dropping the gems, dropping the gems. Renee, bring everyone into the party. Let's get this party not started because it already started. But as we come through here, Dante, you always drop the gems, like I said. Dr. Nordia, the question that I asked you in the beginning when it comes to a tip, because I always like to leave my viewers with some type of content that they can take away to learn from. So Rashida, you're going to be about business, giving us something, giving you a heads up so you can get it together. And Dante, something for our youth to empower them. So, Dr. Nordia, what's a way if someone's going through some type of trauma or tragedy, something that you did to help you get over yours? And if you want to share anything about that, your personal one, you can as well.
Okay. So for me, of course, there are several, but one tip that I would say is to do not isolate. Do not isolate. That thing, when I was going through my trauma, almost took me out. Isolation. I fell into a deep depression, and it was so hard for me to pull myself out. So I would say find a community, find a circle. And because of that, I host a circle. It's called Full Circle. It's an emotional healing and wellness group. Find you community where you can have support, someone you can have to talk to. It doesn't always have to be family or friends. It could be whoever. Right here, we are a community. We're here. It doesn't matter. So just do not isolate. That would be the main tip, because that almost took me out years ago
Mhm.
when I lost my husband and I was going through one of the deepest
Mm.
traumedy, I'm going to use your word, the deepest traumedy of my life, that I never knew that I was going to survive and be here today. So find yourself a community, find support. And of course, there are a lot of other tips as far as getting therapy, meditation, and different things. And I have those in my book. I have different steps and things that I did that helped me today.
I love it. I like that. I just
Mm.
want to add on to that because some people say they don't know who to reach out to. I'm sure if you reach out to Dr. Nordia, Dante, me, or Rashida, even if we don't have the space to talk to you, we can refer you to someone. So don't be afraid to reach out to anyone because it's not like we're going to leave you hanging on a limb, and have safe words when you go to activities. The holidays are over, but I know Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's is kind of tough. If you're in a group with your family or whatever, say, let's have a secret word. Like the secret word is lollipops. So when you say lollipops, your family knows, okay, we gotta go. So you don't have to go and explain, well, I'm feeling sad. That's just like a secret thing I like to do. So thank you so much for sharing that. Community is so important and building.
Mm.
And here's another thing. If you can't find a community that you like or you connect with, create your own. That's what I love, creating your own communities, whether it's Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever. All right, Rashida, your book and your business, is this for people that are just starting business, maybe someone who's struggling? And can you give us a tip, meaning with your book and everything that you do?
So the book is designed for people who have businesses, but it also can translate easily into people who are starting businesses. And the reason why is because what it does, it tackles the person and it tackles the business. If you're just starting out, you've got a business idea, a blueprint, a business plan, you're like, yeah, everybody thinks I got an LLC, so I got a business, and they don't. You don't have a business till you start generating money. And then you don't really have a business, okay, until you really start developing strategy and processes and team. And then things that you have to actually lead, right? So the book is designed to help existing entrepreneurs and business owners and new ones, because everybody can get something from this book. Realize, one, the greatness that they have within themselves that they have to now birth and go through the process and unleash, and two, the greatness that they have in their business that they have to still go through the same simultaneous process parallel at the same time. So it is designed for the business owner, but can easily translate to the one who's at the beginning of their journey. Now, as far as a business tip, I would always like to stop thinking that you know it all. Education and knowledge is key in order for you to really grow. I stay learning. I have coaches. I I stay figuring out what's new, what's relevant within my space. Do your Forget 10,000 hours to be an expert at who you are and what you do. Realize that it is a lifetime. and it is always going to be something that is continuous, and you're always going to be
Mhm.
at some point in the various stages
Mhm.
of who you are, a caterpillar absorbing all this knowledge. Then you're going to go into the chrysalis and literally break yourself down and transform yourself based off of all that knowledge. And then you're going to fly out and basically metamorphosize into this amazing butterfly and fly high. And then guess what? Most likely you'll repeat that cycle again and again and again and again. You're going to repeat that cycle again and again and again, simply because these are the stages of life. So it's really meant to give that blueprint.
I love that. So, Rashida, thank you for that whole thing at the end. Black Butterfly. That song just came in my head. That's going to be your theme song for the event. You too, Dante and Dr. Nordy, give me a theme song while I'm thinking about it for when you come out. Black Butterfly. I'm not going to try to sing
Okay.
it, but thank you so much for that. And I
Sail
have to,
across the waters, tell your sons and your daughters what the struggle brings. Look,
I feel like Patty
like
LaBelle
a
now.
look, I can't hit that note now because I ain't drinking no water, but that's my
Wait,
jam.
I'm still stuck at
Denise.
you don't have a business until you're generating money. I'm still there.
Right?
I'm
Let me tell you, Dr.
I'm
Norda,
still
she said to me, so I have to shout out TSP, Traffic Sales and Profit, is the community we
Absolutely. Whoop,
belong with,
whoop.
Lamar Tyler. That's how we met. And we just got back from Georgia. And this is the best community. If you're a black business, you want to be there. And they're
Absolutely.
like giving us all these things. And I get hyped, but you guys know I'm here. So we had a session and Rashida's like, yo, T. Okay, she didn't say it like that, but she's like, I see you doing a lot on social media. I see you here, I see you there. What's going on in the back end? I was like, um, she really called me out. So not only do you have to have the things in the front, but you have to have your back end stuff together, like all the boring automations and funnels and all that stuff and
yeah.
emails. Anyway, Rashida's a great coach. All right. So Dante, share with us. And by the way, guys, he speaks with students and communities, and you're building leaders. I want you to talk about that a little bit because that's super important. I believe it's all about replacing ourselves, right? It's not about you, it's not about me, it's what you can do. You want to replace yourself. So if you can share a little bit of that and a tip on how we can make the community a better place. There you go.
So I always say, and I kind of learned it through observation, because I always see people that are masterful in something, and they would just be the master, and I always say, how you test your mastery is if you can duplicate yourself, and in the way that is tailor made to the individual. So it's like your job is to replace yourself, and there's no scarcity mindset will keep you from that. But when you realize there's an abundance in you, there's an abundance that, and if you see like that, you won't be afraid or intimidated by, sometimes the elder you feel like the elders don't want them to take their spot, and vice versa. But there's room for all of us. So I really, really, really believe that. I'm a product of that. And so I really just want to put that out there. Leadership, everyone's a leader in some capacity, and I always tell people, look at nature. Every star shines. They don't necessarily all shine like the same watts or the same illumination, but they all shine, and it wouldn't be the constellation without everyone's contribution. So that's my, like, real heart why, even for the book, is to spark leader. I want to spark somebody. I don't care if even male, female, elder, young, it doesn't matter. And so for the youth, we're making the world or the community a better place. I think it's always best to go inward before you go outward. That's my approach with everything, my coaching and everything in my own life. Because if I'm focused on what this one's not doing, that one's not doing, when you point a finger, you got four pointing back to you. So if I work on being the best version of me, that can spark the change that I want to see. And believe me, it's infectious. If you really, really, you don't always see the fruit right away, but it's like you let it grow. Somebody 10 years later may tell you something. You don't be bent on immediate gratification. Just know that the law of physics, every motion is an opposite equal reaction. You may not see it or feel it, but the
Yes.
law is the law.
I love it. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about a book launch, a book event, the Source of Knowledge in Newark, New Jersey. It's happening Saturday at 12:30. We're all going to be there. We want you to come there. I forgot to mention, yeah, my book, I guess, because I talk about it all the time. But really quick, my book is called Traumedy No More for Kids. It's a workbook for children. It can be used in the homes or in the schools. And three things I like to share about this book. It one teaches children how to tap into their feelings so they know exactly what they're feeling. The second thing, it shares to students how to express their feelings, to let people know what they're feeling. And then the last thing it does for the children is it teaches them skills, tools, and
Mhm.
strategies. So when they're anxious, stressed, or depressed, they can use things like breathwork or journaling to push through it. That's what my book is all about. You're gonna get these books, pre-launches. We're gonna have music, we're gonna have party, we're gonna have all this stuff. So if you're available, I hear it's cold there in New Jersey. I'm not excited about the cold, but that's okay. That's okay. 12:30 at the Source of Knowledge. Anyone want to share anything before we get out of here today? I'll start with
Uh,
you, Dr. Nordia, Rashida, and then Dante.
Well, in light of Black History Month, since we're on that, I want to share one of my favorite African proverbs. It says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I just want to say with that, Starstina, I am so grateful for our connection. I'm grateful for meeting you wonderful people. I cannot wait to see you and hug you on Saturday.
Yes, yes, yes,
And so
yes.
I'm excited for that event. So I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for the collaboration and other things that we have collaborated on and other things that we're getting ready to collaborate
Yes,
on because we are
yes,
trying to go far. So thank you for that.
exactly.
That's what I
Yes.
just wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you. I hear there's this new term called gatekeeping where people feel they have to not share certain information and what's meant for you will be for you. And you guys probably don't know those two ladies right there. Like I was doing my event in September, literally holding the phone, holding the microphone, trying to record, trying to get the food, get the perk. Like I was doing everything. And Dr. Nordy's like, Tina, do you need help? I was like, yes. And she took over. Like she just went, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I was like, wow, thank you. And I could breathe, right? She wasn't even thinking about herself. She was taking pictures, she was doing everything. Same thing with Rashida. I was like, I'm supposed to be doing my book launch, but I don't, even though I'm from Jersey, it's just no one was available. And she's like, I'll be there. And I'm like, I never met this woman. I don't even know her. I saw her at the airport, blue hair, and you came through. So thank you for that. Rashida, outro. Let's hear it, girlfriend.
Outro. And since we're going on the Black History Month theme, I would say my outro is simply this: honor your ancestors, right? We came from greatness, no matter what you see or what you hear, the sound bites on social media, in the news, whatever is happening in politics. Please understand who we are, dig into your history, and know that we came from greatness. We are the kings and queens, we are the creators of civilization, and everything that we're doing now is nothing but an extension of what we've already done in the past. So while I'm sitting here talking about business and trying to grow healthy businesses that we can thrive and community around that, we've done that before. We've got the blueprint, it's within us. And we have to learn how to tap into that. As when I listen to everybody else's books, I'm like, I love it. It's amazing. Why? Because we're not staying stuck in our trauma, within our our lives of despair, the happenings and whatever. Like this is life. It is the journey that God gave us, with whomever your God is. We all have a destiny plan, and that destiny plan is to get closer to God, period. And to use the strength of God to help us get through and learn and grow through what we have to, so that we, like we are all doing on this call, are able to help more people through the experiences that we've gone through. So I will leave it at that.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dante, close out, Dante.
I just really want to say it's a honor, to be find people or be somehow, I guess, stumble into each other, because that's kind of what happened. But that really their heart beats even through the pain, a melody that can really, really, set the cage birds free. You know what I mean? And that's it's something like you look for, you don't always find, but sometimes when you're not looking for it, you just bump into it. So I just want to I'm thankful for all of who you be, because we're human beings before we're not human doings. So I want to thank you for who you be. I don't know you, Dr. Nordia, yet. Rasheeda, met you, love your soul. Tina, love your soul. And I just really want to thank you for this opportunity and the fruit of what this partnership will, this village that we have here, what it will birth.
Yes.
Yes, and I want to thank each and every one of you for saying yes, because as we get closer to the 26th, which will mark 9 years, it gets harder and harder and harder. You would think after 9 years it would be easy, right? And to be honest with you, Sunday/Monday, I was like, that's it. I throw up my hands. I can't do this anymore. I was ready to just, as they would say, lay down my sword. And thank goodness, I have good people around me. And then they're like, well, what about the event in New Jersey? I was like, yeah, I don't have to be there. Rasheeda can take over. And then I could see Rasheeda over here saying, girl, you better get
Well,
in.
don't make me come get you from Florida. That's what I would have
So,
said. And I'll
so
get on a plane in a minute.
I know. I just saw her face here. I was like, I don't have to go to Jersey, but just let me tell you, thank you guys, because I was just like, I normally plan. I'm like, I don't know what to do, because it's like the cold does it, because it was
Yeah.
cold when it happened. So it's really, I'm reliving everything every Friday night. And thank you guys for helping me make his dream, my son's legend, come through. And I'm so excited for Saturday, guys. If you're watching this, come through Saturday, the Source of Knowledge, Newark, New Jersey, 12:30 to 4:30. It's gonna be a party. All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace. And a
Bye.
bottle of hair grease.
Hey! See you, see ya, see ya.
The young entrepreneur was killed at a business he owned downtown.
Laying there in his puddle in his own blood at that point. Literally holding him and screaming his name as he's taking his last breath.
Gaines was 21 years old when he was murdered.
And the Emmy goes to The Tape Room, Jamal Mally Gaines.
What's going on with your son? Like, I'm sorry, your son is dead.
And the last time I saw my brother was in the hallway where he died. And I told him, you need to get a gun. You need to have more protection.
Somebody knows something. Somebody out there has some answers about what has happened.
This is ridiculous. Okay, it should not happen. This needs to stop. Young black man with a business. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yes!
They were coming after the story, even though they shot him, he was still just fighting as he was going down. He went out there charging like a lion, and that's what we named this foundation after, Lion-Hearted Legend, because he had so much freaking heart.
Greatness attracts hate and jealousy and envy and greed. Yes. When what it should attract is motivation. Because that's what Marley did for me. He motivated me.